Hello friends, I am Dr. Amit Gangwal, Associate Professor at SVKM's Institute of Pharmacy. In this video, we will talk about a machine learning model training, testing, development for classifying breast cancer types, malignant or benign. So in Jupyter Notebook, we will write codes which I have already mentioned in my video, and we will explain step by step what is the purpose of individual code lines. So here we go ahead without much formality. So this content has been taken from various resources from Google as search engine. So we all know one of the major applications of artificial intelligence, machine learning and deep learning is to classify various pathological data, medical imaging through machine learning. That is, if you have various scans of, mammograms, X-rays, then CT scans, MRIs, then through machine learning, deep learning algorithm, model can classify those images in two categories, like whether the person is suffering from Parkinson's or not, whether the image is showing tumor or not, or for that matter, the CT scan of the lungs indicates the severity of the corona, or for that matter, some other things like just by scanning the X-rays, it can identify whether the infection is severe or not. So machine learning models, deep learning models are doing wonderful job to assist doctors in interpreting, in drawing conclusion just by seeing the scans or medical images. And this technology is called medical imaging. So lot many companies, AI companies, or companies engage in making various type of softwares for medical imaging analysis, and even company like Intel, IBM, they are working on this type of technologies, that is to identify different types of diseases in two classes, positive or negative, based on deep learning models. One such AI platform has been designed by Google for a few years back, and just by through this AI platform, just by taking your retina images, it can predict, it can foretell the pathogenesis or disease a person is suffering from, or diseases he or she may get in due course of time, just by scanning retina through a high powerful lens, and then by analyzing those images. After machine learning model training, the algorithm will tell the doctor or the associated person whether that person is suffering from particular heart problem or not, or in due course of time he may suffer, he may become victim of heart problem, just by seeing the images and by comparing those images with hundreds or thousands of images which have been shown to machine learning model during training and testing phase. So what is the benefit? Without without waiting for exact diagnosis, algorithms will tell in well in advance that you have the sufficient chances that you will become victim of so and so disorder. This is the beauty or the power of AI driven medical images interpretation. So in our particular case, we will write codes in Jupyter Notebook for categorizing, or for classifying various data collected from patients or not, or healthy volunteers, for or patients suffering from breast tumor, falling into categories malignant or benign. So for this, data set used is publicly available and was created and curated by Dr. William Wahlberg, physician at the University of Wisconsin Hospital at Madison, USA. Very famous dataset is there, and it is being used for training in various parts of the world. So we all know machine learning requires two things, x and y. X means independent variable, y means dependent variable. X is input, y is output. X input contains features, y output means label. So this is a type of supervised machine learning because we have different features of the breast cancer victim and label associated with them. So we have two labels here. I will tell you in next. So to create this data set, Dr. Wahlberg used fluid samples from the women taken from patients with solid breast masses and an easy to use graphical computer program called XIST. So lot many data he has collected to make these ready to use ready to use data, that is X. So what are the input features like radius of the tissues, texture, perimeter, area, smoothness, compactness, concavity, concave points, symmetry, fractal dimension, the mean standard error, and worst or largest mean of the three largest values. So you may see lot many input features are there. Input associated features are there. They all are independent features, and these features will decide the output or Y or label or dependent feature. All are the same. Now in this tutorial, our goal is to classify tumors into malignant or benign using machine learning techniques by using extracted data set from cell images. Means there are images, that is mammograms, and from mammograms lot many data has been extracted and features are studied. So what is the objective of this tutorial? This analysis, tutorial is we have to develop a machine learning model. We will train the model, and then the trained model can be utilized, can be deployed to classify tumor images into malignant or benign. Obviously the model will be tested and deployed or used only for those problems for which it has been trained during machine learning training phase. So this analysis aims to observe which features are most helpful in predicting malignant or benign cancer and to see general trends that may aid us in model selection and hyperparameter selection. What is hyperparameter? Learning rate and other input features. They are hyperparameters which are utilized, which are essential for fine-tuning the model training to get a perfect prediction which is as close as to the actual output or the ground truth or ground reality in terms of machine learning language. The goal is to classify whether the breast cancer is benign or malignant. To achieve this, I have used machine learning classification methods to fit a function that can predict the discrete class of new input. We all know for discrete classification we have to go for classification or logistic regression type of machine learning algorithm. If the output is continuous, then we have to go for regression, that is linear regression type of platform we have to use. Now the first step is data exploration. So we will first go with importing the necessary libraries and import our data set. So our data set is an Excel sheet which contains X and Y. X means input and associated features. Y means output. So we will use some machine learning libraries, as we all know, NumPy, Matplotlib and Pandas. These are three basic machine learning libraries which are friendly, which are panda friendly. So you might see in this code we have mentioned, you just see the indented small lines of code. Import NumPy as NP, import Matplotlib, then import pandas as PD. So NumPy is a mathematical library which is used in machine learning model development for managing numbers in various vectors, tuples, vector and matrices. They arrange your input numbers into proper dimension in a machine readable format. Matplotlib is used to draw various type of bar diagram or other type of scatter plots to visualize your data in a beautiful manner. Pandas is a machine learning as a Python library which is used to bring your data from your respective computer in which Excel sheets are there, to export those Excels into your working library, that is into Jupyter notebook. So we will import our cancer data set. Say for example, our data of cancer data is into the Excel sheet, and Excel sheet contain data into comma separated value, that is CSV. So by this command, that is data set equal to pd.read underscore CSV bracket, then in inverted comma cancer.csv. So this command is used to fetch your data of cancer cells from your local machine Excel sheet to your Jupyter notebook. Then y x equal to, next code line is x equal to dataset.ilog and y equal to dataset.ilog 1:31. So there are 31 columns in our Excel sheet, and last 31st column is y, that is output, that is label, that is dependent feature. So we will import this data. So on the right side you can see total in this right side area, we have shown total 5 rows of the Excel sheet. Each row contain around 30 to around 31 features associated with one label, so with one input. For example, we have one image of the mammogram, and for each image we have 31 type of features, and those features are independent value, that is input. Those inputs are deciding whether the image is a malignant tumor or benign tumor. So this M or B are our label or output. So dataset.head bracket, this command is used to see the number of rows and columns in the data set, that is in Excel sheet. Now we can find the dimension of the data set using the Panda dataset subshape. So print cancer data dimension format dataset.shape. So cancer data dimension, it means total 569 rows are there. It means total 569 different mammogram images have been given to machine learning model, and each row, I mean each row has 32 column, 31 column for input feature, and last column 32nd is y, that is label or output. So we can observe that the data set contain 569 rows and 32 column. Diagnosis is the column which we are going to predict, that is y, which says if the cancer is malignant or benign. So we will convert into binary numbers. 1 means M, that is malignant. If the output is 1, it means the cancerous cell is malignant, and if 0, it is benign, right? So we can identify that out of total 569 samples or persons, 357 are labeled as B, means 357 samples are benign and the rest all are, that is 212 or malignant. So you can see B 357, M 212, right? Now we have to identify any missing number or null data points of the data set. So by this command dataset dot is null, we can identify, we can see number of cells or columns with 0 or no value. So this is the way to see the null or 0 or empty cells. So we have fetched our data from Excel sheet to the Jupyter notebook, which we use to write Python codes. So now we will decide the data, that is we will give label to y and input to x. So categorical data are variable that contain label values rather than numerical values. The number of possible values often limited to a fixed set. For example, users are typically described by country, gender, age and group. So they are discrete or categorical variable. They are not continuous like regression. In regression, for example, depending on the past data, we can predict the stock values month wise or day wise. So one value decides the future of other, that is continuous variable. We will use label encoder to label the categorical data. Label encoder is the part of scikit. So in earlier video we have seen scikit-learn is a mechanism to implement machine learning libraries. All your data you can analyze from machine learning point of view just by writing scikit-learn libraries in your Jupyter code, and scikit-learn will give you ready to use algorithms and result and predictions. You need not write code individually for any of the algorithm. Just write code lines and scikit-learn will do all your job. So label encoder label the data. X means input, Y means output. So we know this, X is input, Y is output. So we have to define this thing by writing codes in Jupyter. So for this, what is the code line? That is from sklearn.preprocessing import label encoder. For each functionality, for each modality, you have to write code. This code will instruct the scikit-learn, then only it will work. So label encoder underscore y equal to label encoder, right? Now, so we have now two different areas. You see, diagnosis with diagnosis data without encoding, and right side diagnosis data after encoding. So machine only understand numbers, it doesn't understand letters. So we converted aim into 1 means the cell is malignant, 0 means benign. So this we have done using the code, that is label earlier we have seen. So what is our aim? Our aim is to construct a function y equal to f of x such that value of y will be 1 or 0. It will be determined once we input the value x into the f. The function f will be constructed by the machine learning algorithm based on value of y and x. So as soon as you give value of y and x from your Excel sheet to the Jupyter notebook through Panda functionality from Panda library, machine learning automatically find a relationship between x and y. You have not to do anything. You just choose the algorithm, then algorithm will understand the hidden pattern or hidden message. Why? What is the relationship between x and y? How y is becoming 1 or 0 based on the different features of input. This is the difficult job and it is done by machine learning algorithm. Algorithm means step by step recipe on what ground, on what basis y is becoming 1 or 0. After training our machine learning algorithm, we need to test its accuracy. We all know usually 80% of your Excel sheet data is used to train the machine learning model. While training the model, we show both the value x and y. And while testing, we only give the value of x, then we instruct the model, predict the value of y. Then we compare the model's predicted value with the actual value of y, and we conclude with some statistical formulae to judge the perfectness of our model. So in order to avoid overfitting, we will use the function train underscore test underscore split to split the data randomly into a train and test set. The test set will correspond to 20% of the total data set. So this command we have to give to machine learning model, that randomly you choose any of the 80% rows of our Excel sheet to train the model. The remaining 20% will be used by the model to test the model. What is the overfitting? Overfitting means your model is not learning in a generalized fashion, in a generalized pattern. It is learning everything step by step. So it may learn some specific data, why it is becoming y. This is overfitting. Means model is learning each and every things from the data, which is not the required case. It is not required. Otherwise, what will happen? This will be called overfit model. And when you will deploy this machine learning model to real life problem or for other problem of the same data set, it will not give proper result. So you have to give different types of data sets with proper training and testing. So here 20% data will be utilized for testing the trained model with 80% data. Now we will split the data set. The data we use is usually split into training data and test data. The training set contains a known output and the model learns on this data in order to be generalized to other data later on. So you have to train in such a manner that whenever in any part of the world, if you expose your data, I mean you expose your machine learning model to any type of data of breast cancer, then it should give right prediction. For that you have to train properly to avoid the problem of model overfitting and model underfitting. We have the test data set or subset in order to test our model's prediction on this subset. We will do this using scikit-learn library in Python using the train test split method. So what is the code? From sklearn.model underscore selection import train test split. We are instructing the system that from scikit-learn machine learning library import a functionality that is train underscore test underscore split. This particular code will split your data into test and training. So what should be the figure? So x underscore train, x underscore train, x underscore test, same for y, and so. Now feature scaling. Most of the time data set will contain features highly varying in magnitudes, units and range. So we have to normalize or generalize all data set into one common unit or in uniform fashion. For example, you are training a machine learning model to predict the height of a population based on their weight, or vice versa. Based on the weight, predict the height. So you have to generalize or uniform entire data set. It means all the weight should have same unit. It should not be like two inputs are in pound, one is in gram, kilogram, height is in centimeter, height is inch. No, you have to give same uniform data type and unit to entire Excel sheet data. That is called feature. So we need to bring all feature to the same level of magnitudes. This can be achieved by scaling. This means that you are transforming your data so that it fits within a specific scale like 0 to 100 or 0 to 1. So for this we will use standard scalar method from scikit-learn library. So what are the code? Let's see. From sklearn dot preprocessing import standard scalar sc equal to standard scalar bracket x underscore train equal to scalar dot fit transform x train transform x test. So now we will select the model. This is the most exciting phase. Until now what we have done, we have identified the problem, that is we have to classify the data of breast cancer tumor, I mean that is malignant or it is benign, number one. Number two, we have downloaded Excel sheet of the data from available open sources from the internet. Then using NumPy and Panda, we have taken our data sheet into our system. We have classified into two category, malignant, benign, M for 1, benign for 0. Then we have given the command for separating X from Y. Now we are choosing the model. This is the most exciting phase in applying machine learning to a data set. It is also known as algorithm selection or model fitting. In our data set, we have the outcome variable or dependent variable, that is Y having only two set of values, either M, malignant, or B, malignant or B, benign. So we will use classification algorithm of supervised learning. It is supervised learning because we are teaching the model. We are supervising the model, means we are teaching the model. If these are the feature, then it is the malignant. If these are the feature, it is benign. So we have input, output both. So it is supervised machine learning because we have to label the data. Another one is unsupervised machine learning. Here in our case, we are going for supervised machine learning. We have different types of classification algorithm in machine learning, like logistic regression, nearest neighbor, support vector machine, kernel SVM, naive Bayes, decision tree algorithm, random forest algorithm. So now we will apply the algorithm. Each one of them we will apply. We will compare the results. So for applying logistic regression, following is the command for sklearn. From sklearn.linear underscore model import logistic regression. So we all know logistic regression is a type of classification algorithm, and it is different from linear regression because linear regression is used only to predict the continuous feature or continuous variable. As I told you, rate of property depending on the season or the month or the past history, or for that matter the stock rate based on the stock rate condition of last 5 years. So here you will get continuous number in linear regression, and linear regression does not classify the data. On the other hand, logistic regression is a process to classify discrete data points. So what is the command for logistic regression? classifier equal to logistic regression random underscore score equal to 0. Likewise, we will import k nearest neighbor support vector machine methods from the scikit-learn. We will deploy each of these machine learning algorithm for our data, that is x and y. 80% for training, 20% for testing. Few people go for 75% training, 25% testing. So after this, we will predict the data. We will now predict the test set results and check the accuracy with each of our model. So what is the command for predicting the output for test data? Y underscore predicts equal to classifier dot predict x underscore test. To check the accuracy, we need to import confusion matrix. Confusion matrix is the method to check how many observations or how many outputs are given correct by the machine learning model out of total number of output or total number of observation. So the confusion matrix is a way of tabulating the number of misclassification, that is the number of predicted classes which ended up in a wrong classification based on the true classes. So what is the command for this? From sklearn.matrix import confusion underscore matrix. CM equal to confusion underscore matrix y underscore test comma y underscore predict. This command will give you the result finally. So we will use classification accuracy method because we are going for classification. It is not a regression type of problem. It is a type of classification problem. Two classes are there, malignant or benign. So we have to use the formula in machine learning which are designed for identifying the or analyzing the result of a classification problem. So the formula is accuracy of the model equal to number of correct predictions divided by total number of predictions made. Suppose it is not benign, but it is giving benign, so it is false negative. Likewise, we have true positive, true negative, false positive, false negative. So to check the correct prediction, we have to check the confusion matrix object and the predicted results diagonally, which will be number of correct prediction and then divide by total number of predictions. So here we will plus 87, we will add 87 and 50. These are the correct prediction. Then you will divide this sum by 87 plus 3 plus 3 plus 50 into 100. This will be our percentage accuracy of the model, right? So till now I have just shown you the codes. Now we will see how this code looks like when we type them into actual Jupyter notebook. So so far I have shown you codes. Now I will show you Jupyter notebook. So I hope you are able to see. So here we have mentioned, see, import numpy as np, import matplotlib, pyplot, pandas, spd. Now I have told you this is our Excel sheet. I mean, which we have Excel sheet has been taken into our Jupyter notebook through our Panda functionality. You see, this is column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5. Likewise, we have 30 columns. Each column is showing value for each patient. So this is patient number first. These are the outputs for patient number. I mean the feature for report from first patient. This is 1, this is 2, and this is one more column is there at the end which will show the Y, that is output, right? So in this these are the output. Now you see we have label encoder. We are encoding the label through this command. Now this actually we have to type into our Jupyter notebook. In earlier video I have when I was explaining in another video about the what we call it, I have done one model for that iris flower identification. In that I have explained how to download Anaconda and Jupyter on your local machine. Only two ways are there. Either you have to use Anaconda on local machine, and or you have to go for Google Colab if you don't want to do on your own system, and you have to use the cloud server or of the Google Collaboratory, that is Colab. So these are the code command, these are the inputs, this is the output, this is the input, this is the output. Likewise, you can do so. As I told you, these are the these are, say for example, this is the output of the model, this is confusion matrix, and this is the output. So here you have to add 87 plus 50 divided by 87 plus 50 plus 3 plus 3. That will be the output or the percentage prediction of the machine learning model. So we will get around 4 to 5 this confusion matrix, because we have used more than one machine learning model. We have used random forest, then decision tree, then support vector machine, all we have used. And after see this, we will compare the data accuracy, then the model algorithm which is giving highest accuracy, that we can use for our other type of data for exploration. So these are the data point, and these are the, so you see here, this is the percentage accuracy for this model. We have mentioned here decision tree. This is decision tree machine learning algorithm for classification. So for the decision tree, what is the output? This one. So you can see, let me remove it. You can see this is 87 plus 50 is 137. It is mentioned here, right? And divided by total 143. So 95% accuracy is there in this model. 95% multiplied by 100. If we use decision tree type of classification model, then we are getting 95% accuracy. Likewise, if we get 99, then we will use that particular algorithm for model development and training. So with this, I finished this video. I hope you like it, and this is a very easy to do. Learn on your own code on Jupyter Notebook to make your own first machine learning model in training.